Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Let me do your hair. Hey, ho, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, good people? How you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It is me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct, fresh off the road, coming back in from Pittsburgh. And we are on our 115th episode, and we're going to be with part two, right? We got 4 parts now. So this is part 2, featuring the one and only, the lovely Miss Jane Carter. And this one is all about entanglement, black natural hair products, influencers, and ethnic hair care hours. We're going into it. And y'all know who that is over there, right? There she is, the one and only, the hair oracle, aka Cheryl Morrow, because the oracle seems to be superseding the Cheryl. Well, at least over here on the dumbest that people say about black hair. We are very, very excited to have you guys join us this evening. So whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, Instagram has been rocking it out with us for almost about a month now. So Instagram, we love you. YouTube, but YouTube is just all of that in a bag of chips with some dip, kind of like Jane Carter, but not quite, I mean, she got some sour cream and chives, you know what I'm saying? So we're so excited to have you guys with us this evening. And as you guys know, the series that we are doing with Miss Carter is extremely important to you, the consumers, because some of the dumbest that people, Cheryl, that might be the new way I could say it.
What? Say it again.
So, because some of the dumbest, see, I didn't quite say it. You see what I'm saying? So some of the dumbest that people say about black hair has gotten out of control when it comes to the natural hair care products. And people, consumers, you guys are saying, we're kind of fed up with this movement. We have closets and cupboards and, bins full of hair care products that we can't use. And consumers, you guys now want to know, how did we get here? And so that is actually how we came to this podcast and this actual YouTube channel, which is the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel, is because it's just out of control. And a lot of times when it comes to trying to figure out how did consumers get to this point where they're spending so much money and they still don't like their hair, we need to go to the source of exactly what happened. So Jane Carter is one of those formulators. She's a founder. She's also a cosmetologist. She's an educator. She's a cosmetic chemist. So she's very, very familiar. She's also dedicated, well-versed, well-connected. And of course, she knows what she's doing. And so what better way to find out how do we get into this entanglement where we have black natural hair care products. But then she said something last week that was really powerful. She said the influencers are really behind a lot of why some of you, the consumers, have made those purchasing decisions. And then Cheryl, she chopped us up with that whole ethnic hair care aisle. And so last week,
thing she said, if you don't mind,
yeah, go ahead.
Ditch the itch, bitch.
Oh yeah, she tore that up. All right. Ain't no other way to say it. And so she talked about the ethnic hair care owl. And then Cheryl, gave us a whole nother, Cheryl always gonna take it to it's like, the wings when they go mild, hot, then heat. So Cheryl gonna always bring the heat on the situation. And Jay, she already a firecracker by herself. So that's what's gonna be going down in this second part 2 of our series with Miss Jane Carter. So what we're going to do is before we bring her in, we're going to welcome you guys with our lovely, lovely theme song we're given permission. We got to keep saying that because as long as we say it, then YouTube don't get us. Plus Rachel Evans herself did come on and say this song is allowed to be used as the official theme song to the dumbest that people say about black hair. So you guys nestle up and get ready. You got a couple of seconds, minutes rather, before we bring in the lovely Jane Carter. So let's get going with our theme song by Sister Rachel Evans, and it's called Sister Let Me Do Hair. All right. Brothers, and let me do your hair. Hey. Maybe she might let me get a verse in.
No,
They like, nah, we gonna turn off the podcast if Ladosha starts. Come on, y'all, let let me get a couple of bars in. I can kind of rap a little. Brothers, we love your hair. Hey. Beautiful. Come on in, everybody. Welcome LinkedIn. Welcome Facebook, and welcome IG is in the house. Ooh. IG, Instagram. Hey, very happy. What's up? Oh shoot, we got Miss B is in the chat. Got Atlanta is rocking out with us. Got the texture hit specialist over on Instagram. Rocking it out. And we got my homegirl LB. LB is in the chat with some questions. What's up? Lawana Bennett is always rocking it out with us. Hey, Cheryl, your hair. Hey, I ain't gonna show my color.
They be growing out quick, right?
Woo! Hey. Heartache. Come on, y'all. I want to help you. Let me help your life to shine. You'll be so I want if you would. Come on, we got Miss Carter is about to come through. Y'all gotta let one of us do our hair. It's either gonna be me, Sarah, or Jane, but one of us gonna do y'all hair, okay? Hey, come on, y'all. I gotta trust us. Trust us. We got your back. Let me do your hair. Hey. All right now. And we're a little bit later on our starting time. So some people may be like, where they at? Where they go? Hey. It's always the sexy saxophone.
Right.
Hey. Remember y'all used to go to Lover's Lane? I know they still got Lover's Lane somewhere in America. Hey, for all you lovebirds, get y'all some jazz. Let me do your hair. Thank you so much, Instagram. We appreciate you guys. Miss B, super duper shout out. Texture hair specialist. You've been rocking with us for a minute. We got to show you some love. You got to let us know where you're at so people can show you some love and get some dividends in them pockets. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's how it's going down. Again, if you are interested in having your very own copy of Sister Let Me Do Your Hair, remember now you can go to all of your music downloading platforms, support the indie artists. Okay, we really, hey, Shirley and I, we independent artists, so we know what it feels like. So whatever you can do to support Rachel, you want to play it in your hair salon, if you got a braiding shop or whatever, or you have a classroom full of students, make sure you download this song. And again, it's by Sister Rachel Evans. It is our theme song, but Cheryl said you guys can share it. We can share it with you guys, but y'all got to send us $5. Ain't that right, Cheryl?
That's right.
No, we just kidding. We just kidding. Rachel, like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. No. So tonight, we again are going to be talking about the entanglement. Now, y'all know entanglement is just a bad situation here, and the entanglement involves three kind of components here. You got the black natural hair care products, you have the influencers, and then you have the ethnic hair care aisles. And so we're about to bring in Miss Jane Carter, and we have about 6 angles. I'm gonna hit it up and try to figure out number one, how we got here, right, Cheryl?
How we got here.
How we got here. Here. And then number two, maybe she can say how we can possibly get out, because you guys are spending a lot of money on hair. And Cheryl say from these after that Afro Hair Science Summit, Cheryl was like, we got to get back to making some really good products. So I'm going to bring in, let me get my hand clap ready. I'm getting ready to clap. Here we go, guys. I'm bringing in the one and only. Here she is, Miss Jane Carter. She is just so fine. Look at her little sexy, cute little self. You know what I'm saying? Just real good looking. Look, Jay, we both have on gray. You see in that shirt.
We gotta get some muscle up in here, girl. Come on.
Oh!
Come on, hold on. I ain't gonna let her outdo me. Remember this one? Hold on. You gotta push it up.
That's 30 years of blow drying.
Push it. Y'all see it go down and it go up. What about that? That don't count. She said, girl, stay off them chicken.
No. It's gotta be.
Ooh, damn.
I want muscles. Remember that, Cheryl? Come on, Cheryl. All over his body. Hey, from his head down to his, I want muscles. Girl, did y'all know Cheryl was a disco junkie? I still can't believe it. Jane, does Cheryl look like somebody who likes disco music? I know. See? I said the same.
Please.
When she said her favorite music was disco, I was like,
Man, I was just telling my partner the other day, yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh well, I didn't know. Y'all didn't know that the band Change, the one that got Luther Vandross' 2 biggest hits, like when he first started. That's the Glow Searching and the Glow of Love, right? They were an Italian band.
what you mean? The look
From Italy.
What? A little known Italian history fact.
Hold tight.
Oh, yeah. That was an Italian band? All right, guys.
Hey.
What's up? Instagram is getting heavy. My uncle, Birdman Lee. What's up, Unc? How's your niecey poo? He calls me niecey poo. How's your niecey poo doing? Am I representing the family pretty good? Hit that thumbs up. We got the king of lock, Mr. Kafele. Yeah. He's rocking with us, Cheryl, over on Instagram. Jane, I'm sure he's going to be throwing you some love in a minute. All right, so we got Mr. Kafele lighting up the world. That's a beautiful handle. Jesus, we need more people to light up the world, because did you see what happened was it a couple of days, number 45 something?
Don't go there.
Oh, Lord.
We gotta come on. Y'all don't okay. They don't want to talk about
come on.
Okay, nobody wants to talk about number. Okay, they said we just tired of hearing about him. Okay, we're gonna move past number 45, but shameless plug. You guys know how much we are seriously big on education here. We're so big on education. We want you guys to know that the Afro Hair Science Summit 2024 is going to be happening this year in October. And those are our three educational points: mastering texture 2.0, the dosha tones. That's all about coloring Afro textured hair, not textured hair, but Afro textured hair. And then Cheryl's going to close us out on the third day talking about that C-suite. All right. And so we're getting that website together. But shameless plug, that's going to help me educate you guys a lot more in detail when it comes to those dosha tones. Big super duper shout out to our educator, Miss Jessica. She was rocking it out with For Macy's. Let me give her a big round of applause. When I tell you this sister right here, man, let me tell you, we was up there doing a lap for Jesus and all kinds of stuff for this lady. I mean, she was absolutely phenomenal. No questions she could not answer. And, she even asked us some questions. So super duper shout out to Miss Jessica. She's the educator over at Formisi. And you guys know we're pretty big on stop looking stuff up on YouTube and come on out of these, what do you call these digital spaces? I don't know. And go back to some classes and sit in front of some people and let people lecture and teach to you so that you can learn. Ain't that right, Cheryl?
That's right.
Because I don't know, Jane, what do you think about the education in the beauty industry as we get into this entanglement? Because consumers want to know. They figure, well, I figure all cosmetologists is getting some education, y'all barbers and stuff. But come on, talk about that. That's a segue into this entanglement. What's your position on education in the beauty industry? People are like just going to YouTube and they're like, I ain't going to see no Jessica paying Cheryl damn money. I could just look on YouTube.
It's like education in any work environment. The first thing about color is it's the most profitable service in the salon. You could have 4 clients. Roots touch up, one with highlights, one getting roots to end, one get so and like Cheryl, we talked about, if the consumer is having grades, they're well, I'm sorry, my friend isn't here. If
Okay.
consumers,
Move over into your frame a little bit more too.
Move into your frame.
oh, I'm sorry.
Come on,
So
there you go.
if the consumer is getting braids, for instance, that's not the consumer that's going to come in and get color. Okay, so who is that consumer? That's the question. Mm-hmm. And with color, just like Ladosha, with your hair, with the blonde and the brown, you get to see variation. Like with mine, it's like in a nappy ponytail right now because it's hot here.
Yeah.
But it's great to see some variation, and I mean, it softens your face. Color softens your face. So sometimes, as you get older or whatever, you want balayage or highlights or whatever. It's great. It's great, and if you do it right,
That word.
The hair.
Now, right quick, as we move into entanglement on Instagram and right here in the chat, a lot of people are saying they did not know that hair coloring is one of the, well, you said it is the most profitable money maker in the hair salon. Is that what you said?
Absolutely.
Can you tell them why? And then Cheryl, can you kind of add to that? Why is that? Because hell, I'm a colorist and I didn't even know that. So don't feel bad, y'all. I do it, but I actually thought, cutting because it's faster in the way they block out. But anywho, the name, like they got $2,000 haircuts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anywho, I thought it was hair cutting. But go ahead, talk about why coloring is a high earner, and which is a great segue into these products because a lot of these products are not really formulated for color treated hair, and the show is going to add a little bit more why it is the number one money maker in a hair salon. Not a barbershop, hair salon.
You could have 6 clients in at one time. One who's getting retouch, one who's getting roots to ends to cover gray with semi-permanent, one who's you've already retouched roots to ends and she's getting some balayage or highlights. One who you're pre-highlighting and she wants her highlights to be more like red, auburn. You could have 5 or 6 clients, all at different stages processing
Okay.
under heat
So,
lamps or dryer.
all right. So, Cheryl, any extra information? And Vaughn, the beautician, wants to know what about pricing, right quick. And we're going to just move right into this conversation again. Welcome to our 115th episode. It's all about entanglement in the Black natural hair care business with the one and only Miss Jane Carter. So, Cheryl, he wants to know what kind of pricing and again, why, if you want to add a little bit more, is hair coloring the most profitable? And you heard that per Miss Jane Carter. I didn't say it, but she just gave you reasons why it is.
I mean, just to make sure that I'm answering the right question, but I will say, in my experience, color is one of those things that unless you're going lighter, right, and your natural hair is like really dark, but color is something that you don't do every 2 weeks, right? And so you have to charge, and I think the skill set is so sharp, and the chance of it going wrong. It is probably the last real tip top professional service that most people don't do themselves.
You have to be in
And
a room.
so it needs to be one of your most elite price points, and you consider your time, and you consider, of course, you got to buy it, right? And then, of course, what the customer will bear. And I think that is basically, in my opinion, from 125 to 150, depending. If you're adding, it could be a little less expensive. But if you're lightening, and then you got to do a couple of steps there, consider your time, the price of the product, and then of course the valuation. If most, look at most salons around you, and then do your pricing
Yep,
that way.
that's critical, Char, what you just said, because it depends on where you are. We talked about the whole booth rent thing,
Yeah.
right? So I'm in New Jersey. The average monthly booth rent is $2,500. Okay, I mean
Ooh,
it's no, that's legit. So it depends.
okay.
If you're in New York, okay, in New Jersey, chair rentals are illegal. In New York, they're not. So you have to, Vaughn, you have to look at where you are in the country. What are your monthly expenses, and who's charging what in your marketplace? And that's basically how you set a price.
Okay.
And the other thing is timing and expertise.
All right. And so Vaughn, Cheryl said, depending on where you live, for single process by itself, you're starting at, minimally 125. Now, she, of course, is in California, but like Miss Jane pointed out, it varies per where you're at, and you have to look at your overhead, of course, the product brand that you're using, your level of education, and you can determine your cost. So on the West Coast, you're looking at, Cheryl says, single process, you're starting at 125. We are in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know, are we Midwest? I don't know where we're at on the map. But in Ohio, a single process is going to start at like $85, and highlights just for sure, minimally, you're starting at 300, and that's in Cleveland. So in California, ain't no telling. In New York, ain't no telling, because that, like she said, location, location, location,
Okay.
and then you add on the brand, and then your education and your time and your personal overhead. But if you need some assistance with that, remember, you can email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com, Vaughn, and we can help you out there. Okay. And then, of course, you can plan to attend the 2024 Afro Hair Science Summit. It's very affordable education. And again, it's also hands-on if you are a student. It is always free to cosmetology students and then licensed professionals, instructors, and whatnot. We have special pricing for you guys. So, Vaughn, we hope that's able to help you out. So, so this kind of, again, Jane, is a great segue into our topic tonight. I mean, it's kind of like, damn, yeah, coloring is a lifestyle. It's not But I thought cutting was where the money was, but I just learned that today. We don't talk about that in our classes, but I just learned that myself. So thank you, Miss Carter, for helping us to know that. But as we move into this entanglement situation with these products and these influencers and ethnic hair care aisles, as you can see, we're talking about how expensive or inexpensive these services can be based off of course, these products that we're going to be using on them. And so now you have a lot going on with quote unquote natural hair, right? And then now you have these startup companies, right? And so here is where I want to know where do you see the entanglement happening? Because you made a product, right? And so I'm going to show a clip right quick, just a few seconds of is it when you make it and you begin to entertain selling it? Or is it when you make it and you sell it, now you feel that the entanglement begins where now the consumers are confused as to what happened to the brand or why is the product changing? Something is happening in that entanglement. Does it happen when you're thinking about selling it, or does it happen when the person decides to sell it? And so I have a clip here that I'm going to show you. I just had to, I got to be petty because some of y'all just, I got to do it, Cheryl, because I know I'm Kilo. Before you answer, let me just get a little petty Franklin here because some of y'all might be like, well, what is entanglement? So just a little reminder in case you forgot what is entanglement. Here you go, Cheryl.
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with.
All right. I had to do just a little, a little petty here. So now we have the entanglement. Because that's what companies do, right? They have start a plan, make that right, Miss Jane, and then you kind of get into a situation with another company. And so that's why I want to know, where does that entanglement happen? Before you actually get into it or when it actually touch? And so here is what another influencer has to say. Well, she's a YouTuber from the root. I'm sorry. This is actually a news company. What they had to say about what's really happening when it comes to this question that you are about to answer. So let me just share this with you. I'm just going to show a little clip. So here we go, guys.
Scrutiny, critique, and straight up hate whenever they make noticeable changes to their product. They also receive backlash when they become acquired by large companies. And this hypocrisy needs to be called out. We saw this happen most recently with Mielle Organics. Last month, white TikToker Alex Earl named their rosemary mint scalp and hair strengthening oil as one of her favorite products of 2022.
I've been using this for like a little over a month and I've already seen tremendous hair growth.
And straight up hate whenever they make noticeable changes to their product. They all
All right. So now we can hop into your answer, your response to the entanglement. Because as you can see, consumers are now pissed. All right. I've been rocking with me organics, right? And then something happened. I don't know. Sure, I can't seem to figure out, and now consumers are pissed. So where, when, at what critical point do these companies, because this is your lane, and consumers want to know what's going on? What's going
They got acquired. They get acquired.
What does that mean, though? What is
that means?
What is acquired? Help for real. Be honest now.
Okay, so wait. All right, because I told Cheryl I wouldn't like to be rattling too much. But I'm gonna go back to Vaughn. Okay, and this is my business degree background. Okay, Vaughn, you're gonna do a spreadsheet of what it costs you a month, for 7 days a week in a month, to show up to the salon with an assistant, a receptionist, just by yourself, whatever.
Then you're coming to the frame a little bit more. You're coming out of the frame.
Okay. Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you. You're just go to that side. I don't know what it is about that side.
Okay, so the back this is my point. Fine, you decide how much money you are worth per hour. So you can back into it per day if you're going to work 4 hours or 12 hours. How much do you want to put in your pocket per hour? How many days a week do you want to work? And what is your overhead per month for your location? Then you're going to check local pricing, and then you're going to determine what you're charging.
All right, Vaughn. So that's your instructions. And now she's going to answer the question, the entanglement. The entanglement. And you can replay this, Vaughn, if you want to go over what she said on how to formulate to get your prices. But now we want to get back into the entanglement. Does it happen before they sell it or when they sell it? And then Vaughn says, first of all, do anybody even know how to make a hair care product? So I don't know if you want to answer that first, but we're going to start with that question first.
They got acquired. They don't know what that means. Break it down.
They have a client?
Acquired. What does acquired? When you say they got acquired.
Okay, so like we talked about, okay? So the report that I call the shirts that they read. Every time you scan something at the cash register, it shows up on a report called IRI. The report could be 25,000, depends on how many categories in the store you want to assess. Okay, so they know and they see what's trending, who's trending, how they're doing, blah, 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 blah. And they know if they come and acquire your brand, buy your brand, because you're selling this much, and they're going to assess what is your margin. Okay, the other thing is that they ain't going to let you own their block. You think P&G, you think Bristol Myers? I would suggest that anybody, and Cheryl must shut up, go right on to YouTube or Google and say, let me see the executive team of L'Oreal, of Bristol Myers, of whatever. So now we become the face on the brand. We put our ass on the line, okay? And they're not going to let us own their block. See, they're going to come for us, and they might get us. But the end of the question is, do we keep the money in the family? No.
So let me get this right. And who's got a TV going? Maybe you could turn
Walter.
Turn the TV down. It's kind of blocking you out here. So that's okay. So quick question. When you say they're reporting how your product is selling, then the company says, oh, Cheryl is making she's making a lot of sales. So they're gonna call Cheryl up and say, I want to acquire you, because you said something about they're gonna come on the block. We can't corner the block. So technically, Cheryl can never really own her space in that place with her product brand, because they're gonna come for you. Is that what you're saying?
That's partially what I'm saying. First of all, if you got on the shelf, you probably second mortgage your house or worked your ass off to get there. Okay? That's number one. You don't get there by accident. Now, they know if you show your ass up on the freaking radar, okay, and they want to come and say, oh, we'll give you 80 million. Okay. Well, we know that if you make 200,000 bottles versus making 200, that the cost is going to be way, way less. So this is a whole finance game. Mm-hmm. A whole finance game.
You mean for the people who's going to buy Cheryl's company? They're saying if we buy it from Cheryl, we can make more than Cheryl makes at a cheaper rate. Is that what she's saying, Cheryl?
If you baking cupcakes and you baking 1,000 versus 10, what do you think it's going to cost you?
Right, it's going to cost more if I make them.
No kidding. Or if you're making them and having them manufactured. It doesn't matter. When you show up on the radar, every time it's scanned, it's like, hey, wow. Okay, people pay for social media. Okay, it's pay for click. It's like, this is a whole game. This is not like, let's scratch our heads and figure out, like, how does all this happen? Google AdWords.
So Cheryl, I don't think when people, because Vaughn is saying, first of all, do they know how to make a product? And maybe they don't know. Do they know when it gets on the shelf that's what's going to happen eventually? So Cheryl, answer number one, do they know how to make it? Do they know that what Miss Jane just pointed out is that eventually they're going to come for your brand, even if you get it on the shelf. So Cheryl,
I think what the era of Jane Carter, 1992, and because of her background, and because of she is from the hair industry, though that is an applied knowledge. And so when you are also in that 1992 era, she was also making product for practitioners, clinicians, hairstylists, you know what I mean? And barbers, people in that were infusing Jane Carter solutions into their hair salon daily application products, right?
correct?
But when you answer the question from what she just said in terms of a Mael, right? They are not only just what she said, checking how much sales, but they are so used to now they want to acquire the followers.
But
So
hold on. Well, hold on. Acquiring the followers in the beginning of social media, okay, that was the beginning of the influencers. So companies used to pay you 10 grand to review their products. And then they would look at sales to see if you're really like legit, then our sales should have gone up. Okay. So that's when you used to be able to buy followers. Okay. Then that got stopped because they were paying influencers to review, and then the product sales weren't going up. So that's number one. Now we could fast forward to like what goes on now. It's called buying Google AdWords. Okay. If you want Cheryl Morrow to sell a lot of stuff, and your Google AdWords costs you $9,000 per word, then you buy the Google AdWords, and your stuff shows up in social media like it's ranking high, and then it'll drive them to the store to purchase. I'm shutting up, Cheryl.
No. Yeah, well, because followers today are people who are part of the Mael tribe or any product tribe.
So let me get this right. So the influencers, to get Von's question answered, the influencer, Jane, what you're saying is these are not people who even make products. And then do people who make those products like the Mael Organics, does she really know how to make a product?
No.
Oh shoot! All right, hold on now, Mr. Von, the beautician. She went there, so now why you say that? Ain't that right? Instagram is on fire. Right quick, she says no. What's up, Michelle? Jay Babo,
Y'all gonna make me want to smoke in a minute.
So why do you say no? Because Von says, because I'm still kind of, but answer that question. Why do you say no? We're not knocking you, me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not mocking her. Okay. So Von was saying earlier, it's called white labeling. You can go to any manufacturer that does white label and put your name on the bottle. And if you can order enough product, then the more you order, the less expensive it is. But you better have a following to buy that shit. Period.
So you think Mael Organic started off white label?
Well, I don't think she started off white label. I think that she went and found a chemist that would create formulas for her at a cost. Okay? So then becomes social media. So how do we drive the consumer to buy my stuff? Okay? So this is not, you can make okay.
Well, let me just say this. You have to
y'all see this entanglement is kind of hard, y'all.
Tell me later.
Well, and let me just say this. One of the things that hairstylists and just Black consumers have to know, making a brand is not the same thing as making a product, especially from Mael is a brand that took advantage of what we call fan base or a subscriber base or things of that nature.
There's an opening in the market.
That has nothing to do with Von is trying to talk about in terms of being a professional and adding some innovation into the salon space.
That was a bomb drop situation. I had to drop the bomb on you, Cheryl, because that's two different things. So I had to drop the bomb. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so, in other words, and like I was expressing to Jane earlier in the phone call, it is up to us to create the accelerator and the incubator process. So when we create, okay, because they're just going straight into Shark Tank. They're just going into VCs are throwing money at them, and they're only buying a brand. They're not buying anything that's new, a new category, a new process, anything that's going to increase revenues inside of the salon space.
Okay.
What you want to do, unfortunately, before you get to a Shark Tank, even before you get to the VCs, you want to get to or like the Afro Hair Science Summit. You want to come and sit at the feet of myself or Ladosha or Jane Carter, especially, and understand and get your ass into the beauty business. Okay. Then once you get into the beauty business, because at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, becoming a beauty executive is not just somebody who want to just take advantage of a trend and get in and get out. Okay. Like the recent in the last 20 years. That is what happened, because you must understand, let's just say families like the Lauders, family like the Elizabeth Ardens and L'Oreal's and LVMH and other, they do this professionally, generation after generation after generation.
Okay.
Are competing in the beauty business at such a low level. We are only creating social media brand, or they get so many followers, or they get a fan base, or they get a customer base. And then these companies are looking at that, and then they become acquired. And then the change of the bait and switch, like Jane says, they've been acquired. So now they've only been making 1,000 SKUs, and now they get acquired, and now they go to 10,000 SKUs. The formula is going to be different.
All right, so we backing it up here for everybody. In case you are just new to the platform, again, we are on.
Right, I'm sorry to answer Vaughn's question.
I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure we answer his question.
Yeah, we got the do you know how to make a product, but he has another one next. But before we answer that one, thank you so much, Vaughn. You guys, if you have any questions, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in making your own hair care, maybe especially remember this particular podcast is for the consumers, all right? And we're having Miss Carter on talking about the entanglement of Black natural hair care products, these influencers in the ethnic hair care aisles, because you guys are spending a lot of money and you're not happy. And so as you can see, we have cosmetologists in the chat who are confused by what is happening when now again, we're not knocking me or first of all, is she a cosmetologist?
No, none of these girls are cosmetologists.
Okay, so they're not but the public is looking to purchase products from people right now. I think they want to purchase from people who know what they are doing, because what you and Cheryl just broke down is basically if you get a lot of followers to buy your stuff, it's gonna put you in a position to be acquired. But Vaughn says, what about us hairdressers, Cheryl, that wants to actually make quality products for both the professional and the consumer, but not be acquired? I think that's where you're going with this. I think, Vaughn, that's where you're going, because Jane pointed out we can't make it fast enough, big enough, large enough. So if you get on the shelf, they're going to come after you. And is that worth it? And
well, I mean, when you work...
Answer that, Jane.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When you worked hard enough to get on the shelf, then you done second mortgage your house, and you done put everything on the line, okay? When I started the products, I had 14 stylists in the salon, 8 assistants, 4 receptionists. Okay, I became allergic to a lot of this stuff that was being used with silicone or dimethicone, and just the concept that was being used in the salon with like a curling spray.
So you decided to go. So you decided to go cleaner, right?
No,
So
I decided that I gotta make a daggone living. So after reading labels and going back and doing some research, I said nope. Okay, just
so
leave the
to
whole
answer
relax.
Von's question,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
how does the hairstylist do? Because you're a cosmetologist, so how could Von, the beautician, do what you did?
How much and by when?
There you
My
go,
father,
Von.
my father was an accountant. How much and by when? If it's a P, it's a business. If it's an L, it's a hobby. Profit
All
or
right.
loss.
Kai, another question for you, Miss Jane. Instagram, any questions, please drop them in the chat. Because if not, her consulting fees are going to be a hell of a lot more expensive than these ones she's answering. And these are brief little epithets because she's telling you guys this is a sizable investment. So Kai says right now she's working to make her own skincare line exclusively to her clients, though. She's not trying to based off of her ideology and elevating it from what's already out there. So, what about people who want to make their own just for their clientele? How do cosmetologists and skincare and nail care people make their own? What do you suggest to them if they want to do this? Because Cheryl, you guys just said making it in the kitchen, that just ain't gonna cut the mustard. So, what
How
can we
many
do?
people, Ladosha, are you selling it to? That's the bottom line. Like I said, if you're at the baker at the bakery and you make these great cupcakes and you're on a busy corner, you might sell it to more people than if you're on a dead end street.
So you're saying, first of all, they can make whatever they want to make. So how do they make it? How do they learn how to make the cupcakes or slash hair care products? Or should they just stay out of that? Make a recommendation. Should they do?
Let
Because
me say
mine
this.
is white label. Go ahead, Cheryl. Take it away.
No. Let me just say this. And this is both to Von and Kai. And this is to any professional. I don't give a shit how long you've been doing it. Okay. And like Jane said, how much and how long? And by when? Okay.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, my question to you guys is when you answer that question, what experience are you going to answer that question? Are you just going to shoot something out? Or are you going to have a knowledge pool of information enough to make a great assessment by the time you answer that? So in other words, and what do I mean? I mean by first, you're going in, especially when you are making to a mid-size or seed level, right? Or you're mortgaging your house, right? My goal is to make you a beauty executive and for you to understand that you cannot use your clinician thinking and that you cannot be thinking like a hairstylist when you get into what we call the product game, because that's a whole nother set of thoughts. That's a whole set of thinking. That's a whole set of reasoning. That's a whole set of number game. And so what do we try to do? And I want to just say it. One of the things that we try to do, you could email us or whatever the case may be. The key here is when I ask you, do you want to be the CEO? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Like, what do you want to, are you going to function in this venture? Because if you are just saying, well, I just want to sell it behind the chair, well, then guess what? You're going to be using most of your own products.
Okay.
Right. But go ahead and you can jump off of
So it's not like I just want to sell it behind the chair.
Right.
Okay. The thing is where my father, once again, who was an accountant, where there's a hole, there's an opportunity. Okay. And how you know there's a hole is you've looked at all of the people in the game. Okay. And if there's a lot of them winning and you want to step in and compete against them, it's tough. Okay. So the first thing is building, okay, Kai, okay. Okay, that's fine. But okay, so example of what Kai's talking about. Okay. Anytime you put water in a bottle, you have to preserve it. The preservative is good for 18 months. If you didn't sell it off that shelf in 18 months, it could grow bacteria and the person using it could be bald. So it ain't just so.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm eating seaweed, y'all. So forgive me.
And let me add,
That's a bomb because first of all, she's saying that she wants you guys to understand before you even start getting in that kitchen or you start playing around with this stuff. Please answer the questions that Cheryl and Jane just questioned you guys before you make these products. First, how much, how long, and what are the determinants to make your own, or why you want to do this. So before you start going there, you got to ask these questions. Then you can go, Vaughn, and I don't know, are they going to go to a school and invest to learn how to make products, or can they really authentically, like Kai, begin to play around in the kitchen and order stuff offline and with a beaker and a little scale and just start playing around? And Cheryl, I know you're dead, so both of you guys, can you answer that?
go ahead, Jane.
It's not that simple.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
And I'm not like I don't want to curse, but fucking ego, because the ego don't pay you. Okay. People that want to be an actress, they're like, oh, it looks so sexy, but it ain't easy. Okay. And not to discourage anyone, because yes, you could play around in the kitchen, but you better really understand in the bigger picture, you know what? Okay. So, okay. Diana Ross's daughter, Tracy Ellis Ross, basically went, it was a licensing deal. They said, hey, let's do a brand for you. They paid her a lot of money to put her name on it. They didn't do the right marketing. The stuff sat on the shelf at Sally's and all these other stores. And they literally went back a year later, because everything's stamped on a bottle when it was made, and took like millions of products off the shelf and threw it in the garbage because they didn't do the marketing right. So if I started when I became allergic to products, I didn't plan on selling products, but then my clients were like, oh my God, I like that. Can I buy that? I'm like, I guess. So you could go home, and until I see you again, your hair looks decent. So if Kai wants to reach out to me, I'd be more than glad to have the conversation. But
right. So for the consumers, what Cheryl and Jane, and Cheryl, you could add a little bit because your dad, he made his own stuff too. But again, as we talk about this entanglement, we have so many African Americans who are not happy with their hair after they bought all of these products. You have professionals in the chat who want to meet the demand of what the consumer is looking for, because now you have a plethora of brands who, as you guys have said, have been acquired. The consumers are not happy. Cosmetologists don't know how to formulate. And Jane has just warned us, it's not as simple as taking some products and putting some drops and stuff in some water, because you have to understand, you know, what's going to happen. So as cosmetologists, we got to be careful with trying to do this. So Cheryl, on both sides, what can the professional do? And then two, how was your dad able to meet that demand? Because he was not acquired. But yet his consumer base was so happy that everybody copied off of him. And he was like, mission accomplished.
Well, let me just say this. Most brands that she mentioned, in terms of even Taraji P. Henson, even Sacred, and I will even put Fenty Hair, they're not categoric darlings. They're just the same category, and they're the same types of products. They're just new bottles, new names, and they're just riding
Are you serious, Cheryl? You're making me a little bit nervous.
Let me just say
with that
this.
statement.
Right, I know, but at the Afro Hair Science Summit in the C-suite, I'm gonna walk you through my own journey in terms of how I think as a beauty executive. And I'm more of a, I don't know if you guys you guys know of the show called The Prophet, right? Where Marcus Lemonis takes you literally through a step-by-step in transforming you from a practitioner or a clinician that's just doing your hands, right, to a professional actually product beauty executive. And Jane, you had to learn trial and error when you started. Okay. But you're such a seasoned vet, and now that you are a beauty executive, because products are worn into legacy brands, right? Great legacies like Chanel and Estee Lauder, you know what I mean? And those that go on years. And absolutely, Jane Carter, up until when you were the proprietor, you're the owner. Jane Carter is now legacy brand because it's over 25 years in consistency.
Stay close to your mic because you're kind of fading out. Okay, go ahead.
It's so funny because every time I lean in,
there you go. When you lean
okay.
in, you're good.
But anyway, but my point is, but it's you need to have the chance to make a transition. And even though you're still styling, cutting, and doing skincare, and you are now still a practicing esthetician, you have to have a brain of an executive so you can make, decisions for your brand in terms of quality control. What category?
So do you think that is why consumers are not happy? Because these people who make these products have not answered this critical point that we're making. Because people hate their hair. Sure, they watching us like, we want to know what the hell is going on.
Okay, so hold on. So people hate their hair. It came with the head, and they're lucky to have some.
Move in the center, Jane.
I'm sorry?
Move in the center frame.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If we tell you one more time, we're going to come up there and get you.
People hate their hair, okay, because, like I said, it came with the head, and they're lucky to have it, okay? So it's kind of like I say about all the pretty girls on TV. Oh, who doesn't want to look like them, okay? But if my hair don't act the way her hair acts, then I should hate my hair. So right now...
No, that is not true. I'm going to cut you off.
Go ahead, girl.
What people are saying, I bought these products to help me with my hair. The dumbest that people say about black hair is that you can go into these ethnic hair care aisles, purchase these products by these influencers who have labeled their products called black or black-owned natural hair care products.
Whatever.
Hence, we have the entanglement that we're talking. Y'all like the way I rock that back? If you did, Cheryl, show them how to hit that like button. Again, I'm going to repeat it again. She said one thing. I said, no, they don't like their hair because they're going down the ethnic hair care aisles. They're buying products that was promoted by influencers.
And they don't work.
Black hair care, natural hair care products.
And the shit don't work for them.
Hold on.
They don't look like the girl on the picture.
All right, let's see about Cheryl.
That's where the stylist comes in.
Let's see. Hold on, Cheryl. Show them how to hit
press it, Presby. Come on, get that finger up there.
You like that? Hit it. So Jane said, shut the hell up, Ladosha, because the truth of the matter is y'all need to go back to the hair salon.
Yes,
now remember, I'm an outreach worker first, okay? But everybody don't want to, and everybody can't afford to. So now what, Miss Jane? Because I did go down the ethnic hair care aisle. I did believe that influencer. I trusted her. I believe the moniker Black natural hair care products. And now I tried to leave I left the relaxer. I did everything to be quote unquote natural. I have 30 products in my closet, and guess what? I still cannot do nothing. Right now, you say what? Go to the hair salon? Is you crazy?
No.
Let me give her a round of applause. Hold on.
Hold on.
I deserve a round of applause. I gotta give it to her. She said, "Is you crazy?"
I'm going to smoke something.
All right.
So
She
hold
said
on.
the answer is coming back to the hair salon.
Look. Here we've evolved to the percentage of. First of all, the term black hair ain't got nothing to do with your hair texture or style. Okay, black hair is the color of asphalt. Okay, I'm a hair colorist. I work for Clairol as a hair color educator. Okay, so hair is categorized very specifically by, like we talked about before, and I'm gonna shut up, Cheryl, by your follicle, which is whatever size it is. If it's round, the hair grows out perfect. If it's oval, the hair twists and turns to get out, cuticles crack, and it tends to be curly, kinky, nappy,
Get
or
back in
whatever you
your
want to
frame,
call it.
sweetheart. Get back in your frame.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my
Yeah.
ADHD. It's my ADHD. Sorry. Cheryl's rocking, and I'm like this.
Sit over here.
Okay, so that black hair is not the identifying characteristic of most people. Have more than one hair texture on their head.
Let me move my mic forward. So, are you saying that the dumbest shook that people say about black hair is actually buying products that says it's black owned for black hair? Tell me you're not saying that.
That's called the defamation of motherfucking character.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry. Excuse my mouth.
Hold on.
Black hair is look.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
my hair is
Oh
brown.
my
Don't
Hold on.
play.
That was a
Okay, I highlight on the end. What that was? That changed some shit. What? That's like that. Like seriously.
Oh shit! What?
Yes, I did, girl. Don't play with me.
she's dropping bombs. Sorry if you have your children in the room, please take them out because
Oh, I'm
today
sorry.
we are pure and unadulterated. As
It's
we
the
talk
seaweed.
about
It's the seaweed. I'm
entanglement.
sorry, Cheryl.
Okay. So you're saying that that's an actual defamation
Yes, it
of
is.
So
oh,
it's a marketing. It's a marketing ploy.
It's
So
an
Insta
ignorant white
so wait a minute.
person
I'm sorry. We got some,
technology and point of reference.
all right, so we got some folks on Instagram. We got to give some shout outs because Instagram is literally on fire. We got Jefferson Sharletha, we got Reeves Leon, I got the Jones, we got Atlanta is always representing. That's
Hold
my
on.
BFF. We have one BM Shell, we got Mo Cliss, Jay's Photography, Minnie Walker, of course, Miss B is in the chat. So, and she's a cosmetology instructor over at Shaw High School. And then, of course, if you guys are watching, thank you so much to Miss Jessica, our educator. And so she just said, you know what, the truth of the matter is, and I say that in my book, shameless plug.
Come on now.
What they don't tell you at the hair salon, I'll tell anybody. If you're buying a product that says for black hair, and we talked about this in our coloring class, stop it.
Thank you.
Don't do it, guys. Cheryl just told you. What is it, Cheryl? Is it you said it's a marketing? What did you call it?
It's a marketing ploy.
It is a marketing point. And guess what? If we don't stand up, it's like, okay, how come if you drive through a certain neighborhood and you're Indian and your hair is straight, they'll pull your ass over, or you're light skinned with an afro? Okay, it's this interpretation. Okay, I'm shutting up, Cheryl.
Go ahead, do what
I've had this in my salon legit for 30 years.
One race. There you go. One human race.
One race human. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Just one more again. Just one. Can you just? I'm just trying to show off. One more again. One
Show
more
it again.
Yeah, just one more time. Just show it for the people. One race. Y'all see that?
Human race.
One
race human.
Human. Oh my God. Let me give you a big fat round of applause. Now that's coming from an actual guys cosmetologist. And Cheryl has just been very poignant and very open and letting us know as consumers. We're talking about some of the dumbest shook that people say about black hair. It is actually buying products that swears up and down that it is for black hair. And,
I don't know what black hair is. I've been black all my life. Okay. And everybody in my damn family got some different kind of hair. They
mine
dark
too.
skin, they light skin, they got nappy hair, curly. Like, come on.
And so this statement here from Lawana in the chat about I was hating on my hair today because it's so hard to detangle. Again, this is one, and she's been with us for a while, and she just ain't never satisfied with that hair. She's really, I'm not trying to, Lawana, I'm just gonna be honest, okay?
Lawana, just drive your ass to New Jersey, and I got you, girl.
Okay, or you can come to Cleveland, either or. You got two people competing for you. But this is another.
Let me do your hair.
Hey, look at that, Lawana. You got 3 hot days want to do your hair. But again, that's another example of a person. She's kind of like, what's that word when you like in a cult, right? And they just
is that a coat or a cult?
A cult. cult.
Oh,
And now it's like, what do they do, you guys, if they're in the cult of buying all of these products? Because remember, they're down the ethnic hair care aisles. The influencers are now they're not so much on TikTok, but they're on YouTube, they're on Twitch, they're on TikTok, and they're still pushing.
girl, it's
Uh,
marketing and it's bullshit. You need a freaking stylist who knows. Okay, one of my taglines used to be colorblind. Okay, so black hair ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Okay, and look, I'm not bragging. My company was stolen from me that I spent my lifetime building by one of the distributors that represents all of the black hair brands.
so
Okay?
one distributor represents all of the black hair care
That's right.
brands. Is that today in 2024?
Okay, you go look up Ultra Standard distributors.
Hold on. Ultra. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, Jesus
Ultra
Christ.
Standard distributors. Because I'm going to tell
Sorry,
the damn truth.
Oh, here we go. She's spilling the
I'm
tea.
sorry, hold on. And they're owned by QKD, Quality King Distributors, in Ronkonkoma, New York. Okay? Their
Wait a
business.
minute. Let me show. Hold on. Hold your panties.
Wow.
Hold on. She just spilled the tea. I tried to tell y'all.
I told y'all.
Okay, we tried to tell her she was gonna spill the tea. So she asked me to don't cook it up. What, Cheryl? Look it up. She said, don't cook it up. Look up Ultra Standard Distributors, and ye say, keep talking.
Go ahead, look at the brands they represent. They still got my brand up there. They done stole the shit and changed the name to Nourish and Shine, and then screwed up the formulas so nobody is buying it. And when I redo the next product, it might be called Evolution Revolution. I don't know, but like,
all right. She said, look up the brands and see.
Go into the brand tab.
I'm going under the brands tab. Okay, let me see if I can get some brands here.
Yeah, they've done a lap dance all the buyers in every food and drug mass store so that they could walk all the brands in there, and half the shit goes off the truck and it's on Amazon cheaper than it's on shelf at Target.
Boom.
All right. So let me show you guys share screen. And these are some of the, I couldn't get it all on my screen, but they do have let's see here, Cheryl. They have Miel Organics. They own Camille Rose. They have acquired the dude. No way. OMG.
Look, they got Jane Carter Solution. They got, please.
Here they go.
What?
There they are. What? Talia Wajid?
Yes,
honey. Judy?
What?
Oh, Kinky Curly?
Shea Moisture Mixed Chicks.
Oh, my God. They got canned, too. They got Eat As I Am. Lord Jesus.
Design Essentials.
I'm finna, hold on.
Okay, so but listen, y'all.
I got to go. I'm sorry.
No, look, this is the point that I'm making. Like, we're having these conversations, and it is important that don't get on that ship, okay?
Don't.
Because you ain't going to no crack party.
Learn about what you're doing. No,
Bronner Brothers.
Okay, no disrespect, honestly.
Talk the truth.
No disrespect, but there's a game, and if you don't understand the back of that game, then guess what?
I can't believe it.
No, girl, please. You can't believe it. I'd be crying all the time, but that's all right. I gotta get. And guess
Tito, give me some tissue.
Ladosha, stop crying. Okay. Because guess what? When I remake what I'm doing for the professional stylists to get back and get paid, I'm doing an affiliate program. If they want to retail to their clients, which they should, then I will pay them and ship directly to their clients. So they ain't got to spend money.
In other words,
yes, ma'am.
We are at the precipice of innovation.
Yes, we are.
At the end of the day, y'all gonna have to understand that the shelf is like bank mortgages. Mortgages are for banks, not for people, not for wealth building.
Here we go. The chat is full. Please hit the thumbs up button.
Come
There's
on.
really, to be honest, guys, there's
Hit that thumb
no
button for a
other, you're
girl.
not going to find this on Oprah. And you know, they have Oprah and Tracy Ellis Ross and all of them. Everybody, there are so many documentaries and everything about this topic, but nobody is giving it to you pure and unadulterated like we are doing here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. These companies here that have been acquired. Now, remember, she said, first of all, for them to get on them shelves, they didn't put up a whole lot. And now they've been acquired. So we have two professionals in the chat who are saying, we want to make brands for our consumers and not be acquired, because Jane Carter, who is a licensed cosmetologist, professional cosmetic chemist who knows how to formulate, says, if you are truly having a problem with your hair, you hate it, you must go back to the hair salon like you would a doctor. Do not go down these hair care aisles, because Cheryl said those are maintenance. They have nothing to do with the challenges that you guys are having with your hair. And I know you may not like it, but you must come to a hair professional, and you can vet them via their Google reviews if you're wondering how do you know who to trust. Because again, you have Von the beautician, you have Kai, who's an esthetician, who is investing their own money and time to make something for you that won't be acquired. You also have Miss Carter, who's saying she's about to release something for us to be able to be true affiliates. But the salon is where you must go back to. We're not saying if you like these products, hey, peace, more power to you. But if you hate your hair, come see the professional.
That's right. And guess what? And you will get well paid for taking good care of her. Okay. And I've shown this.
And I'm shocked because I was really hoping that
Jane?
she was gonna say, what is that, Jane?
Oh, Cosmetic Society of Chemists.
That's Can you read that for us, Jane?
Cosmetic Chemists. And to this day, I'm one of the little brown girls only. Okay.
And let's just be clear. Let's just be clear. I am absolutely all for, because we were talking about cosmetic couture, right? And that alleviates the shelf, alleviate the middleman, and to be able to have a conversation with the proprietor and the developer herself, or whoever it is. But the most important guard against, not being acquired and taken over and confused and don't know what you're doing, is to be able to get good consultation. Okay. And let me just say this. I was talking to Jane about it today at the Afro Hair Science Summit. The C-suite is for you guys to understand the business of beauty, not just the part you like in terms of, oh, I just want to do skin. Oh, I just want to do this. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to be a consummate beauty executive, so you can understand, once you jump in the ocean with the sharks, baby, and the killer whales, you know that you know the business of beauty and not the business of styling. That is not the same game. And believe me, you don't want to make the mistakes, because at the end of the day, there's nothing worse than doing it wrong and seeing your brand do a slow death.
And this is what consumers, this is what you guys are experiencing. This is why you all are experiencing so much trauma and discontent at this hair. I'm going to call this epidemic proportions. Mm-hmm. When I grew up, I never heard a person go through and talk about their hair in such negative ways, spending this kind of money like what we're seeing today, given the technology and all the stuff that we have available that we didn't have back in the day. When Cheryl's dad had the California curl, you never even heard of a such thing as, I don't like my hair that was chemically altered.
Yep.
Or that his product made my hair fall out. This stuff was unheard of. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because those consumers was going to a professional for that particular hair care need. And now I'm having a light bulb moment, Miss Carter, as she says, this is why and when. It's not for everybody, but why and when you should come and see a professional, because you're not going to get those answers shopping with these products. As Cheryl said, these are maintenance, and they may maintain you where you're at, either in your discontent, your confusion, wherever you are, you're going to be a little bit not too happy using these products. Now, if it works for you,
Absolutely.
then this doesn't apply. It doesn't apply.
Right.
If it works, use it. But if
Right.
you're in the chat, you're watching us and you're saying, my hair is so sticky, it's stiff, it's hard, I've lost my textures,
Sorry,
whatever you're
y'all.
going to say, the hair salon is going to be the answer. So we're going to begin to wrap this up a little bit here. Again, now is the perfect time. The chat is pretty full, and we're going to ask you guys again to please hit the thumbs up button. What's going on? Sir Pooh is in the chat. A big, big, big round of applause every time we get a cosmetologist come through. It just further validates that we are here for you, which is what Jane Carter is saying. These problems that you guys are having with your hair, at some point you may have to come to a salon. We know you don't want to, but that is going to be your best option if you truly hate your hair. You can't YouTube it, you can't TikTok it, you can't cook it up, look it up. You got to come see us. So a big super duper shout out, hands up, a big clap to my homeboy Sir Pooh over at Studio Shampoo. I'm going to be calling him to come over and do some training, because as we just learned today, we have to keep our education up. So before we wrap this up, they say that the conversation is the bomb. What another question for you? Any advice in going into cosmetic chemistry? Is that like at a local community college? Or is it still available if they want to do this?
I mean, you have to go back and do the work. It's like, can I get a master's degree? You have to go back and do the work. So it's not just something you like write a check and sign up and it's like, okay. But let me just go back, Cheryl, and I'm going to shut up, Cheryl. Okay? When women relax their hair, we talked about this before. In Rite Aid, there was the ethnic hair care. Okay, that was nothing but hair grease, 4 feet wide, about 3 shelves high. Okay, the women were relaxing their hair, going to the salon every 2 weeks. Okay, when social media happened and all the influencers had like the little cute curly hair, the women stopped relaxing their hair. Actually, that's when my daughter was in college. So that was that, the millennial group that were watching Facebook. That was the beginning of Facebook. Oh, I want to look cute like her. Okay. That's when Target did an end cap test to see.
Come back into your frame.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. That's when there was an end cap test, because like I said, every time something gets scanned, okay, the shirts pay attention. All of a sudden, the hair grease sales went in the toilet. So what are these women doing? Okay. Now they start paying attention, just like everything else in life. Okay. When
Jill Scott had a song saying, watching me, watching you. They're watching us, guys. They are
you can
watching
rest
us.
assured. Okay. And like I said, and I'm gonna shut up. Quality King Distributors in Ronkonkoma, New York. Google them and do some research on their asses and see how many companies they own that they didn't acquire, they just took. Okay? So the facts are the facts. So now all the women want to look like the little curly hair girls. And now we have this term called black hair, which is like happy to be nappy. Okay? Whatever. I don't know.
She always go hard.
That's my wine brand. Happy nappy ho no mo.
I'm about a case today. So we have In-Car is in the chat saying that they appreciate the discussion about how large companies kill great products. And we have to say it again. Please read the ticker at the bottom of the screen. And if it's truly your desire to formulate or create, or what you want to call it, your own brand, you must ask these questions. How much, how long,
I
and
went.
by when are the determinants to make your own products before you begin to play around in the kitchen or you invest with all of these other chemists to help you make your products. Get you a little a journal or something and write this down and begin your manifestations to unfold in a very authentic way. And so the reality is you're not going to get the help that you need behind uh, the brands that are in those stores, because Vaughn the beautician says the truth of the matter is we as cosmetologists,
Yes,
we
we
are
do.
the original influencers. So if you're having troubles with your hair, the dumbest that you can do about it is keep going to those stores and keep buying those products who are not going to be able, as Cheryl says it, to customize something for you and help you out with what you spend and how you spend and where you're going to spend it, because that's going to be the best way. Our next topic is going to be the cost. What is this costing the consumer? We're going to talk about money, emotions, all of this, Jane. We got to talk about, because that's going to help
All right.
you talk a little bit more when we come back. That's going to help you talk about why you have this brand, because the consumers know it's costing them emotionally, but there's some other things that they may not be aware. And sure, I
What about
really hope you
emotionally,
can go.
girl? Their hair ain't working for them. That's all. Period. That's the key to the game. You want you want a consumer to be happy. Okay, Cheryl and I are going to do some new products to put the sister girls and the homeboys back in business. So when that consumer comes to the salon, there's going to be a system that fixes what's broken, and then they are going to be able to retail products that their clients will need to use at home to keep their hair in good shape. Okay, we'll ship direct. There'll be affiliates. We'll pay them. We're gonna dumb this down because
All right.
I ain't getting on that ship no more.
All right, you heard it.
No.
Jane Carter says the last thing you want to do is keep running into those beauty supply stores and all of those department stores and all of those pharmacies, and you continue to buy these products. You're going to pretty much be in a rat race. So Cheryl, when we come back, we're going to talk about what that's really costing you, the consumer, because as you can see, some of the dumbest ish or shook that people say about black hair is continuing to buy products that says it's for black hair. So
Whatever,
Cheryl,
girl.
can
Please.
you close us out on this topic of entanglement? And I'm working our way backwards, because now we see what the problem is that we're buying stuff that says for black hair from influencers. Vaughn the beautician, thanks for getting us going. Come to find out, not only do they not know what they're doing, they probably don't even know how to formulate, because it's more to it, Jay just said, than what you think it is.
I
And
mean,
then they keep
girl,
calling it black
listen,
hair.
listen. These white boys
Come
ain't never
back
touched
into the
no hair.
frame. Come back into the
I'm
frame.
sorry. These
You
white
all
boys
the way
ain't
out.
never touched no hair, ain't never been in a salon. Okay, you know that you go to get a product made. Okay, you give them what's called a lab brief. Okay, this is what this has got to cost for me to make it. Okay, and this is what I want to be able to say that it does. So obviously that ain't the case. Okay, like that's some real shit. Excuse my mouth, I'm sorry, but like I spent a lifetime doing this, and this is some bullshit. And you know what? I'm tired of everybody getting paid but us. Okay, so if you're a cosmetologist, go pick up your kid from school, take them, have them have a snack, and go back to the salon and let them read a book in the corner. Okay, because this other thing is some I can't.
All right.
No, no.
I love Kai. Jane says she loves you very much. She says, I love Jane.
I love you,
Cheryl,
Ty.
let's use Vaughn
Vaughn,
the
I love you
beautician.
too.
Let's use Vaughn the beautician's statement here to help you, for you to help close us out. And he says, we are the ones who went to school to gain the education, to learn how to formulate, to begin our dreams of, servicing beyond hairstyling. So help us close us out on this topic of this entanglement that these companies have gotten the consumers into, where they're just not happy with their hair buying black natural hair care products.
One of the things I want to, I'm just going to end with a full answer in terms of Kai. You go into a chemistry course, and what made California Curl different than any other company in that era? We were not a brand company. We were a technology company.
It worked.
All righty.
So,
and if Mr. Morrow spent about 40 years prior to even creating anything to understand, this is key about going to a chemistry course. And I don't want you guys to go in there trying to learn how to formulate. I want you to learn how chemicals work.
Exactly.
What is a chemical? To understand chemicals versus in things like organic versus herbal and herbal versus botanical and natural. Learn what is the difference between, so you'll understand and ascertain the information of what is a synthetic versus what you perceive. Because the problem is, if you don't understand chemicals and you don't understand chemistry and alchemy, you don't understand it, you don't know what to ask a private label or white label. You don't know what to ask to even make it different, to call it your own, to make anything work in your salon, to put worthy of putting your name on it. Don't do that. If you don't understand chemicals and you don't understand what category,
you could do more harm than good.
Right. So if you don't understand them, don't do it. And that's number one. But then to also, yes, you do have the license. You are the physician of beauty. You are the highest as they go. Okay. The key here is that you gave away, and it was never really designed, because they had a production and chemistry, and then the distributor, and then you were the sticky shit under all of them, because you were just the direct voice or person to the customer. This is a different era, and this is the new commitment. The new commitment is to understand that your shelf and your real estate in your salon is just as powerful as someone walking into Target. Don't give the money away this fucking time.
Thank you. Because your client needs you to tell her or him what the hell to use. Okay?
So in other words, that is one of the reasons why I am still sitting on the very company my father started. Why? Because he stayed loyal to the profession, aka the industrial complex. He stayed true to it. Now, not to say he didn't do retail. What I am saying is that his service professional brand stayed to the industry. Then the subsequent products, such as the maintain those services that you guys get paid off of, then you can retail those. But you have to understand, this era, they went backwards through the retail and then took your money, because now everybody is saying, well, I just don't like it. Well, at the end of the day, this is what I recommend, and I'm going to re-shampoo and set you and blow dry you and silk press you and do all these other things to get you and twist you out and everything. I want you to use this. It's waiting at the receptionist, and I want you in your service, and you get a discount when you buy this bundle, and you can take it home. Okay?
Or we can ship it direct.
Right. We have to
make you an affiliate. You ain't got to buy nothing. We ship it to your client, and we pay you.
All right. You got the perfect formula to take you out of the dumbest shook that people say about black hair. If you really having some issues now, we're not knocking you going to those places. But if you're struggling, you have to come back to the hair salon per Von the Beautician, the original beauty influencers, so that we can assess, we can customize and we can navigate you, and maybe even help mitigate, some of these issues that you guys are having. We'll be back next week with Miss Carter. We're going to talk about, because this is costing you guys a little bit more than money. So Cheryl, I want you to go ham. Jane, I want you to go ham, talking about what is it costing beyond money for the consumers who keep buying stuff that says, it's for black hair. Again, on Thursday, we will be back here with Melanie Higgins Day. She is the founder of You've Got Curls Hair Salon and Hair Loss Center over in Kentucky. And if you love Miss Leah Love last week, man, go watch her, because she blew it up. We got a lot of views with her. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we thank you guys so very much for watching. We love you guys a whole bunch. And so you know what we say when we're signing off right here on the dumbest that people say about black hair, right? It takes a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. But remember this: if you can't stand it, ain't got none, you want to cut it off, can't grow it, you got some bald patches, we say don't even worry about that, because bald heads and bald patches, all of that stuff is beautiful too, and so are you. We'll be back next week with Miss Jane Carter on part 3. So thank you guys so much. We love you.
Love you more, Cheryl.
Everybody loves
you. My line over right now.
Keep coming back, Jane. All right, guys. Thank you, Instagram. You're the bomb.com. Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your other. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.